Hello, welcome to the Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment and boxing capital of the world. Well, today I'm by myself. My co-host Shelly is with her husband. They are on the cruise. They're entertaining. They'll be back tomorrow, so they've been gone for 2 weeks. And that's the love life that they have as just entertaining individuals out there and having a good time. And we wish you all the very best, Shelly and Wesley. Happy day. Have a good weekend. Wishing you the very best. Anyway, today I want to talk about something very positive. You know, a lot of people always have the negativity about life and whatnot. And one thing I never had was negativity. I've always thought possible. Everything was possible. Everything is positive. You know, it's a lot of, back in the days when I was in high school, I missed a day or two, and I told the teacher I couldn't make it that day because I had a fight coming up. He said, "Fight? What kind of fight?" I said, "I'm in the Golden Gloves." He said, "Joe, you're not going to make it the Golden Gloves. You're too damn skinny. You don't even weigh 100 pounds. I said, "Well, I weigh 110 pounds. Anyway, so I went into the Golden Gloves, He kind of inspired me to become something special in life because when somebody tells me you can't do something, I say, "Okay, yeah, watch this. Watch what I'm going to do." Well, you know what? I proved him and the whole world wrong because not only did I win the Golden Gloves that year at the 112-pound sub-novice division, but I won the Spanish Golden Gloves that same year, 118 pounds. Then I won the following year. I won the Open Championship, 118-pound championship at Madison Square Garden. I remember my brother Mike and I both took the novice championships in 1960. Then in 61, we took both the Open Championship. My brother fought a fellow by the name of Frank Colaluca from the Bronx, good young fighter. He was very, very decent. My brother beat him by decision. And I beat a guy in the featherweight division, and the bantamweight division, and I became the Open champion. And then, before you knew it, I would come back at school. I told my teacher, "Hey, you told me I couldn't do it. Look how far I've gone already." He said, "Well, Joe, you're amazing. I can't believe how far you've gone already." Well, not only did I win the Open Golden Glove Championships that year, I won the Eastern Golden Glove Championships, which is very, very, something very special, winning the Eastern Championships. These guys were all champions from their respective state. And I came that night. You had to fight the last night. You had to fight twice, the semifinals and finals at Madison Square Garden. And my brother and I both took the Eastern Championship. My brother scored a knockout and a decision, and I knocked out both of my opponents. And they've been looking to see who's knocked out two guys the same night in Madison Square Garden. They can't find anybody yet who accomplished that. Some of the great fighters fought in there: Marciano, Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier. You name all the great ones that fought in that ring. But nobody knocked out two guys the same night. It wasn't the amateurs, Golden Gloves, but it was. But that night there was 12,000 fans at the Garden. And then from there we went up to Bear Mountain, trained for about a week or two, and then they took us to Chicago. They flew us to Chicago to fight for the National Golden Glove Championship. And I'm against fighting the best in the country now. Oscar German, he had beaten Emmanuel Stewart. You guys know Manny Stewart, who was a great trainer. Well, he beat Emmanuel Stewart in the semifinals for the Western Championship. And then he became finals. He was a champion for the West Coast, and he had to meet me for the National Golden Glove Championships. And I ended up beating Oscar German, becoming a national champion that year, 118 pounds, and my brother won the lightweight championship against Tommy O'Shea. Well, it goes to show, I always thought possible, everything positive. I always think everything is possible in life. If you keep thinking that you can make things happen, you can make them happen. And I took some notes. I wrote something down that I thought was very special. It says, "I am proud of you and I hope that you are too. Okay, you are making a difference. You deserve all the credit you're getting. You're a great example to others." So that's the way I look at people, and I try to tell individuals to be that way, feel that way. And one of the things I always say is that you have to, like I say, I love myself. And then number two, I wrote down it, the world has a need for me. I'm unique. I want you guys to think that way. I'm unique, and I can and I will do things to promote healing to my life. And it just goes on, and I can handle this and all the steps at a time. I can handle this, and all one step at a time. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you is that you have to try to. You're not going to make it happen overnight. One step at a time, you can make it happen. You know, you have to believe in yourself. You have to care for. You have to love yourself and say to yourself, I can do it. You got to stop feeling sorry for yourself. There's a lot of individuals out there. I look at it and I say, you guys can do anything because I said I can do anything. To this day, at my young age, I still feel I can kick some butt out there. I can do a lot. Nobody going to stop me because I'm a go-getter. I'm a positive thinker, And I want you guys to feel that way. Say to yourself, why can't I do this? Why can't I wanted to be something in life. I didn't get to go to college. I didn't have the opportunity to go to college because I was not. We didn't have the money. My mother and my father, my mother couldn't put me through because my mother raised us by herself. And my father wasn't doing anything much to get me to go to school. And I went in the Army, and I got out. And after the Army, I kept on my boxing career. And I did okay. I won 18-1 as a professional, okay? And I have a beautiful family. I can't complain. My wife, Sylvia, we've been married now 59 years. Yeah, 59 years. I don't look like I'm 59, and I don't feel like I'm 59. I feel like I'm 100 already. No, I'm only kidding. I feel great. But let me tell you that I have 3 beautiful daughters and 4 beautiful grandchildren, 2 boys and 2 girls, and I got my first great-granddaughter. And we feel very happy about it. And I'm happy because they have kept me alive. I remember when I got hit with COVID in 2020, I got hit real bad. As you guys all know, a lot of you know, some of you don't know, I was hospitalized for 5 months. Didn't think I was going to make it, I was reading something online today about somebody's father who didn't make it. And somebody's grandfather didn't make it. This little kid was very upset because that was his life. His grandfather was his life. And he lost his grandfather. And the kid was so upset, and the mother and father were trying to see how they can make him feel better, showing him memories of the father and the grandfather. The kid kept crying and crying. But, the kid came out of it, he was okay. After a couple of months later, he kind of said, he appreciated having the love of his father. And one thing that we got to have is you got to have somebody special in your life to care for, somebody that they're going to care for you in return, somebody that makes you feel special. But one of the other notes I wrote down was that the sun is shining, okay? The sun is shining, and I'm ready to take on another day. You see? That means things are better, getting better. You know what? I say I'm ready to take on another day. I remember when I had a delicatessen in New York, in Yonkers, New York, and when I sold it after 6 years, I took a year off, a little vacation. I said, I'm going to take it easy for a while. But I would like the medical field, and I said, if I could do something in the medical field. I found something in the New York Times that they were looking for a manager to manage a medical practice in Saddlebrook, New Jersey, and I was living in Hackensack, New Jersey. So I decided, let me apply for this job. And everybody said, what do you know about medical field? Well, I'm going to apply for it. Management. They're not talking about being a doctor. They're not talking about, but let me go see what I can do. I went in there, went for an application, and I went for my interview. And Dr. Hallie Phillips, thank you, Hallie Phillips. If you're watching this show, remember, you're the guy that gave me a good start in my professional life, besides Lou Piro, who gave me my start in the hospitality business and hotel management in Puerto Rico. But let me tell you, Hallie Phillips, the ophthalmologist, said, Joe, you're not going to use you in the office. You got good management skills. Maybe I could do something with you, but we'll let you know. I said, okay, so I walked out the door. And I get home, I get a phone call that same day. It was in the afternoon, late afternoon. Dr. Phillips said, Joe, can you come back to the office tonight? My wife, who's the office manager here, she's thinking of retirement, but she wants to talk with you. She wants to meet you. Will you come on over? So I went over, and I spoke to her for a while. And she says, Joe, we kind of like your style and your management skills, And I mean, what schooling do I have? I mean, none, really. If you really look at it, none. When it comes to compared to the people I was going to be up against, these doctors working there and the office and all these other people in the medical field. And they said, Joe, when can you start? I said, wow, really? They said, yeah, when can you start? I said, well, I can start in 2 weeks. Give me 2 weeks. Then I had to go get myself a new wardrobe. I think I go all dressed up, all sharp to the office. And I get there, and I get to that office. 2 weeks later, I come in, and Dr. Phillips, Hallie Phillips says, take off your jacket, Joe. Take off my jacket. Put on a hanger there. See that white jacket there? Put that white jacket on, the lab jacket, white jacket on. I'm walking around there. He said, Joe, I want you to shadow me. Where every room I go to, you take a note with you and take a pad and just write everything down. Just follow me. Shadow me every day, wherever I go. And I was doing that. About 2 weeks into it, I told Dr. Phillips, hey, Dr. Phillips. And the reason why I'm telling you guys the story is because I want you guys to believe in yourself and believe that you can do anything, because this is the way I did it. And I want you to try to follow my footsteps, okay? Anyway, so I got started with doing that. But I already had applied for a job in New York with the New York State Athletic Commission, and they gave me my license. That's when the Deputy Commissioner Frank Morris, who saw me refereeing in the amateurs, wanted me to turn pro. I said, I'm going to do it in 6 months. He said, Joe, don't waste your time in the amateurs. You got skills for the pros. So that was another way of letting me know that, wow, I can do it. I can do anything. And I said, okay. I took a shot at it. I said, in 6 months, I'll take a shot at it. And you guys know my background. You know, I refereed for 35 years. But Dr. Phillips, he believed in me. And then I had to believe in myself. I said, I can do this, you know. And I went home and I told my family, my wife and my daughters, hey, I'm going to be working in the doctor's office. Doctor's office, what are you going to be doing? I said, well, they do the eye care. They deal with seniors. They do a lot of cataract surgeries there. He's a great ophthalmologist, one of the best known in the East Coast, Dr. Hallie Phillips. He retired since then. He's retired. But anyway, I told him, I said, Dr. Phillips, I've been doing a couple of weeks here following you, shadowing you, and I learned a little bit about reading out the charts on the walls there. Can I get some of those individuals in the waiting for their spouses or their relatives? They're waiting out there. They're just sitting there. Can I do a free screening for them? It's free screening. He said, we never do any free screenings here. I said, yeah, I know, but it's going to be a quick check, on the chart. He said, okay, go ahead. So I started getting these people sitting outside. I said, come on in. I want to give you free screening today. Get your eyes checked while you're waiting for your spouse. They said, all right. They come inside, gave them a screening, and they said, wow, you can read a chart, but yeah, you barely read 200, to 150, 100, You barely see that. You have an eye doctor? No, I don't have an eye doctor. I haven't seen a doctor in years. I said, how about if I set you up for a complete eye exam? Come back here next week. I can set up an appointment with you. You have insurance? They said, sure. Okay, we accept your insurance. And they came in the following week for a complete eye exam. I remember I should put CEE, complete eye exam, on the paper, and I give it to the person. I give it to the front desk, and they'll get you an appointment for the following week. And they did that. After a while, these patients, Dr. Phillips getting so many patients coming, and the other assistant manager at the office would say, Joe, he never had so many patients every month. He gets so many patients now. I said, well, they all come in. They were sitting in the lobby there. I got him to come in. They said, he was doing so many cataract surgeries. He was so happy with that. And it was like the field representative, they were selling the optomic, the intraocular lens. It's a little plastic lens that they remove. When they remove your cataract, they put an intraocular lens in your eye. And they had so many successful surgeries, these cataract surgeries, but a lot of these seniors, all they needed, they were wearing glasses, and they kept going back to the eye doctor for glasses every year, for new glasses. All they really needed was a cataract surgery. They had the cataract surgery done, and that's when they were saying, oh, wow, this is great. I told Dr. Phillips, you know what, I want to go out in the community. I want to start doing free vision screenings for the underserved community. He said, well, Joe, we never done that. Are you crazy? I said, I think it's going to be very successful, just like it was in the office. I can do it on the field. He said, okay. So I need two atomic technicians to go with me, and these two girls can help me out on the screenings. So he got me this portable equipment. I would go out on the field. I would go to the senior citizen complexes where they lived at in New Jersey, in Spanish Harlem, in Brooklyn, in Queens, in Staten Island, with Connecticut, and New Jersey. I was going all over and getting patients coming and do the screenings. And they were saying, wow, man, this is really working. These doctors were all, now Anthony Phillips, the field rep who sell the intraocular lens to the doctor, said, Joe, I got another doctor who wants to meet you. I went to see this doctor. And he hired me to work part-time with him. And another one, I could work on the weekends. I do screening. I would do screenings for everybody. Before you know it, I'm representing like 10 ophthalmologists out there doing screenings for them. So it goes to show that if you really want to do something, believe in yourself. Believe that you can do it, because I believe I can do that. When I became a referee, I said, well, I loved it. Being a fighter, I loved it too. I mean, I was 43-2 as an amateur and 18-1 as a professional. So, I didn't do too bad. I never got banged up. I never took bad punches to the head. I never hit the canvas in my whole career. I got knocked down one time in training by a guy named Tony Talzo from the Bronx, from CYO up in the Bronx, New York. He hit me with a good shot when I was training with him on a Saturday afternoon. He was a national Golden Glove champion. I was a novice just starting. That's when I first started out. But other than that, I never got hurt. I never received punishment. And I told people out there, you got to believe in yourself. I believe in myself and my brother Mike as well. My brother Mike got out of boxing. I kept on for a while, and I said to myself, Mike he's not retired. He lives out in Tampa. He just went through that storm they had there last week, the hurricane. And I can tell you that I feel that, there is another day. Another day is coming, something good, positive is going to happen. I went into, like I said, refereeing. I refereed Mike Tyson 8 times, Holyfield, Larry Holmes, Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard, Manny Pacquiao, Hector Macho Camacho, Felix Trinidad, some of the great fighters. I just mentioned a few of the great fighters that I refereed, and they kept calling me all over the world to referee all these fights. And I kept saying to myself, I can do it. I can do it. I just kept on trying to do the best that I could. I said, I'm gonna be positive. I'm gonna make sure I want to be the best of what I'm doing. I always try to help all the individuals out there. I always try to give good advice to young referees that are coming up. There's always room for improvement. You can always become better, but before you have to love yourself, believe in yourself, and you got to look in the mirror like I do now. I retired, and I said, I can look in the mirror, and I'm proud that I can say I never did anything unethical. Everything I did was correct in the sport of boxing. I never kissed nobody's butt to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. I'm in 4 Hall of Fames right now: New Jersey, the World National Boxing Hall of Fame, the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame, the International Hall of Fame. And I'm proud to say that when I sold my ring to individuals, I'm proud to say that International Hall of Fame, that's something that not many individuals can make to that level. I made it as a referee. I didn't make it as a fighter because I never got to the top level to become a world champion, but I was a national amateur champion. I was satisfied with that. The thing is that I want you guys to believe in yourself. One of the other things that I wrote down was my problem has a solution, and I will work on a plan. So you say, I got a problem, but I got a plan. I'm going to make it work. I'm not going to just sit back and say, I lost out. No. If you got a problem, you got to work on the solution because I got a plan. And make a plan for whatever you're doing. One of the things I tell people, you're a smart cookie. Your perspective is refreshing. Okay? How do you know so much about everything? Okay? When you say, I'll do that, I actually believe you. When you say you say you're going to do that, I believe you. So, just do it. Okay? When you say you have the best ideas, that's great. Always believe you have the best ideas. You're always learning new things and trying to better yourself. That's awesome. Okay? You have to always try to better yourself. When you make a mistake, you know what you do? You fix it. Okay? Simple as that. Make a mistake. We all make a mistake, but we fix it. Okay? You're great at figuring stuff out. And that's good. Figure things out because sometimes we don't have all the answers right away. But you got to say, let me try this. Let me try that. Don't be afraid to make a decision. Do something positive because you go out there and say, I made a mistake, but what did I do wrong? Let me try it again. And then you fix it and you succeed. That's good. Another thing I wrote was, you're great at figuring things out. You have to try to figure things out. Please whatever it is, whether it's your marriage, whether it's your job, whether it's your driving, whether it's whatever it is, figure it out and become good at it, okay? Your creative potential seems limitless, okay? You have a good head on your shoulders. So you have a good head on your shoulders, use it, Try to do the best you can. Like I said before, I will not quit no matter what. You get knocked down, you know what you do? Get knocked down, the real champion, you get back up, okay? Always believe that you can do it. Some people say, I can't do this, I can't do that. Forget about it, Everyone gets knocked down, like I said before, you have to get back up and keep going. So if you keep believing in yourself and keep thinking the way that I think, you're going to be successful. Okay? I think I've been successful in many things in life. You know, I love to help people out. I love to get people on the right track. There's a lot of individuals to say, you know, Joe, that's so hard. I can't do this. Don't say you can't do it. You know, don't say it's so hard. Nothing. I mean, life could be difficult, but you can, like I said before, you got to figure it out and fix it because you can. You know, I got my good friend Rick, who's the engineer here. Rick Manning, he's a great guy. You know, he started from scratch. He got some big awards in Nevada for doing what he's doing. And he's good at what he's doing, you know. And his wife, beautiful wife, Jeannie's doing a great job. And they got a beautiful daughter. They have a great life because, you know what? He believes in himself. He's been doing what he's doing now behind the scenes here as a good engineer in photography and videography and everything that he's doing. He said, you know, I can do it. He became successful, and we're very proud to have him on my side. And I'm glad to be. He's my engineer, and has me in the studio here once a week to give him as much information as I can. You know, I came on the show today. I have no guest today because I felt, you know, I want to get some time out, all my time dedicated just for you guys out there, so you guys can see where Joe Cortez is coming from. I'm just a believer in so many things in life. I believe that we can make it be successful. You know, another thing I want to talk about is a lot of youngsters out there. They're sitting back they're wasting a lot of time playing their games on the tablet, on the computer, and they're on the, you know, sometimes you got to get a little time off for that and go out and do things. Physically go out and do things on your own. You can't sit behind the couch on your couch all day long and work and you play games on your computer. You get out of shape, obesity, and you try to keep yourself trim. Look, what I'm weighing right now, 160 pounds. That's just what I weighed when I moved to Las Vegas in 1992. You know, I still try to keep myself. I try to discipline myself as far as what I eat, and do the right exercise to keep myself going. You know, there's a lot of individuals out there say, Joe, I got a drinking problem. I got to drink every day. If I don't drink, I don't feel right. I said, come on, you can't be doing that. You know, I haven't had a drink in I don't know how long. I have a glass of wine once in a while, but even then, my thing is just I don't drink, I don't smoke. I try to do as much exercise as possible, keep myself going. But, you know, there are better days coming. And I still think that my chapter, the last chapter of my life is going to be my best one. I'm not finished yet. You know, I'm not finished yet because I still believe there's a lot of good things coming. And I think that before you know it, I'm going to give you some good news, some things that I'm working on right now. But, you know, I don't like to share too much of what I'm doing because I always say I want to make sure that the deal it's a done deal before I give you the news. So I don't want to jinx myself, but I got some good things happening. And it got to do with you folks out there. It got to do with everybody. And it's going to be a positive move, trying to be making something good for all you individuals. They're going to say, wow, what is that? Don't ask me when the show is over. Call me up and ask, because I'm not going to tell you. I'll tell you when I sign my deal, my contract, and everything is done. Then we say, okay, here we go again. You know? One of the things I can say, you guys know it publicly already, Mark Wahlberg, the actor Mark Wahlberg, he already has approached me. He wants me to do a movie with him. He wants to do the Julio Cesar Chavez movie. He asked me to be the referee for his movie. I said, sure, we can do that. Just like I did with Sylvester Stallone with the Rocky movie. Just like I did with Eddie Murphy, the I Spy movie, and with the movie with Antonio Banderas, Played to the Bone. So I've been in movies, and I take pride in doing that because it's what I do best. At the time was refereeing, but now that I'm retired, you know, I said, okay, now Joe, you got to do something else. With our last chapter, you just can't just hang up the gloves and hang up your bow tie as a referee. You hang up your gloves as a fighter. You hang up your bow tie as a referee. What are you gonna do next? Well, you know what? Good things are coming. I got a long life to live, buddy. You know, I'm gonna make things happen. It'll be all positive, okay? But please, if you guys feel lost, you wonder what can you do next? Where am I going to go in life? Who's there to love me and care for me? You know, if things are not working out for you with your love life and your things are not the way you expected it to be, that's okay. You know, life goes on. Doesn't mean it's the end of the world. You got to just keep going forward, okay? And sometimes we lose a loved one. When you lose somebody, it's not easy. You know, I've seen friends and relatives that have lost loved ones, and it's hard, you know. And there's people that are suffering from different illnesses, whether it's cancer, whether it's heart condition, whatever they have health reason, you know. I always pray for everybody. I pray that there's a recovery for everyone out there. I want the best for everybody, and I pray for you that God helps and guides you in the right direction and keeps you going strong. We all need somebody to give us support, and we think you're really down and out, you don't know what to do. Go to church once in a while. Go out there and light up a little candle and say, you know what, I'm going to pray for my family, for my friends, for my loved ones. You know, talking about friends, okay, sometimes you have friends and loved ones. Sometimes you have friends that you think are your friends. You got to be careful. Keep your guards up at all times, because sometimes these friends that pretend to be your friends are not really your friends. They're there because they need you for something, and after they got to where they want to get, they drop you like a hot potato, you know. Always throw, but in your heart, if you think you're going to help somebody else, help them, you know. But keep your guards up, because sometimes you're doing things for people, and some people take advantage of your kindness. They take your kindness and your loving way that you are for weakness, and we have to feel like, you know, I'm not weak. I'm just loving and caring, and that's the way I've always been my whole life. I always keep that smile on my face. I love working with the seniors. I love talking to seniors out there. I got my friend Tara Ballman, who's in charge of a program with seniors around the country, and they asked me to go on board with them to help them out certain things. I got Deanne, Deanne, who's another friend of mine, Deanne Cameron, who's here in Las Vegas, the Aging in Place program in Las Vegas. She's helped me. I've helped out with that. I love going to senior citizen places and talk to them about positivity, how to be positive in life, you know. I've told some seniors out there, you know, I said, I'm a senior myself, you know. I don't feel like a senior. I don't act like a senior, you know. I don't want to be a senior, you know, but in reality, we are going to be seniors. And when you are, you have to do something to make yourself a better life. I think that if you continue to think positive and help people out there, God will, in return, you will get in return much more. Not that you're looking for it, but if it comes, life is better for you because you're always helping people, because you care for people out there. One of the best things I can always say about my life is I've been blessed in so many ways. I mean, when I got hit with that COVID, like I said before, I could have been down and out. I could have been 6 feet under right now. You know, a lot of people thought I was going to go. But you know what? I said, I'm coming back. I still got a little spark of the old flash. You know, I'm not going to quit that easy. So I gave it all I had, and with the help and support and prayers of my friends and family, loved ones, everybody was supporting me 100%. I made some calls. I was calling people up. I thought I was gone. I was hallucinating so much with all the medication they were giving me with COVID. Being in the hospital for 5 months, I lost 40 pounds while I was in there. And I said to myself, man, 40 pounds, I was weighing 135 in the hospital when I was almost, I said, 135, that's not bad. That's a lightweight division, you know. When I was fighting, when I turned pro, I was a 118 pounder. So 135 wasn't bad. God said, but I'm going to come back. I was 135. I looked at that scale. I said, wow. They said, why, you lost 40 pounds? I said, that's okay. I'll be back. I'm going to make it back. And I gave it every little bit. Every day, I pray to God. I said, God, help me. My grandchildren would come, my family come to a window. They had a window. They couldn't come inside because they were not allowed to visit. They were restricted because of the COVID, you know. So they had, my granddaughters would draw a little thing, a little note. They put it on the window, and they stick it on the window outside. And they put me on the ground floor, and I couldn't get close to the window because my oxygen that I was on wouldn't let me reach. But I told the nurse, can you read to me what says on that little note my granddaughter pasted on the wall, on the window? And they would read it to me. It was very touching. They were hoping me for speedy recovery. They said, Grandpa, we miss you. We want you back home with us. We want you to hug you. We want to hug you. We want to kiss you. And you know what? And those little notes from my grandchildren inspired me to come back out. And here I am, back again with a little spark of the old flash, and I'm ready to continue going. And I do my shows, this show like this today, especially for you guys out there, to think positive, to believe in yourself, love yourself, and look in the mirror and say to yourself, you know, I got to make it. I can do it. I know I can do it. No matter what, nobody's going to stop me, you know? So you keep on being positive. My friends out there all over the country, all over the world, people out there watching me. I got so many things, get well from individuals on the YouTube channels, on Facebook, on Instagram, and I got so many TikTok, man, so all over. People sending all kinds of messages. I got so many messages. I said, man, they must think I'm going, but I can't go. I got to be around for these people for another 10, 20, 15 years, 20 years, at least 20 more years. I will live to be 100 with no problem, okay? So you take care, keep your guards up at all time. Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm, and I love you all. Take care. Bye-bye. See you next week.